Welcome back to part 3 of our Media Misinformation miniseries. So far, we've explored the types of media lies, how they shape our perception, and why misinformation spreads, even why we sometimes want it to. But today, we tackle the most important piece, what we can actually do to reshape the media landscape. Now for the burning question. What do we do about it? We can't burn the media to the ground and start over, as tempting as that might be. But we can start developing some habits, attitudes, and reflexes that make us less manipulable, less programmable, less clickbaitable. Here's the starter pack. The first thing that we can do is to diversify our feeds. If your news diet consists of only one flavor, congratulations, you've built a mental echo chamber. It might feel cozy in there, but it's intellectual fast food. Cheap, satisfying, and guaranteed to rot your judgment. So here's the challenge. Follow smart people you disagree with. Don't doom scroll. Intention scroll. Read left, right, center. International outlets too. Not the screaming heads, not the bots, but real thinkers who force you to go, I never thought about it that way. Because if your beliefs are never challenged, they're not beliefs. They're comfort blankets. The next thing that you can do is check before you share. Don't be a headline parrot. Don't become an accidental misinformation dealer. Before you post, ask these questions. Who wrote this? What's their incentive? And is this the full story or just the spiciest slice? Use tools like Snopes, which is good for internet rumors and viral junk, AP Fact Check for political claims, and Media Bias Fact Check for outlet leanings. And honestly, sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is not hit share. Another thing you can do to fight misinformation is to support independent journalism. Let's be real, the ad-based algorithm-driven media model is broken. It rewards speed over accuracy, conflict over clarity, and volume over value. But out there, amid the chaos, are reporters doing the work, spending months on one story, interviewing real people, not just pundits, and publishing nuance in a world allergic to it. They're not flashy, and they don't have clickbait headlines, but they're the last defense against the info apocalypse. So support them. Subscribe, donate, and share their work, even if it doesn't have flashy thumbnails. Democracy dies in darkness, but independent journalism dies from neglect. The next thing you can do is train your bullcrap radar. Start recognizing the patterns. Bullcrap isn't always a lie. It's often just an exaggeration wearing cologne. Look for things like experts say, but who? What are their credentials? Are they experts or just people with large followings? Or they would say, people are saying. Who are these people? Are they real? Are they relevant? Or you won't believe. Yes, I will. And now I don't want to. If it's engineered to provoke you, it probably isn't designed to inform you. You don't need to be paranoid, just skeptical. Curious, slightly allergic to hype. The next thing that we can do is accept complexity. Here's the hardest part. Sometimes the truth isn't satisfying. Sometimes both sides have valid points. Sometimes nobody is the hero. And sometimes the answer is, we don't know yet. But that doesn't make you uninformed. It makes you honest. If a story feels too clean, too perfectly outrageous, or too perfectly flattering, it's probably been run through a spin cycle. Real understanding isn't always convenient, but it's always worth it. And the last piece of advice that I could leave you with is be the person who cares. Let's zoom out. This isn't just about consuming better media. It's about being better citizens, better thinkers, people who contribute more signal than noise. You don't need a PhD in media literacy to make a difference. You just need curiosity, humility, and a little bit of restraint when the clickbait monster comes knocking. Because the media is a mirror, and if we change what we reward, what we engage with, and what we expect, the reflection might start to shift. There's no final boss to defeat. There's no magical solution coming. But if enough of us start asking better questions, demanding better stories, and thinking a little bit more like citizens than consumers, then maybe we stop being passive recipients of the narrative and start being active participants in shaping a more truthful, more nuanced, and less stupid public discourse. And that's a story worth clicking on. The takeaway: truth is a team sport. Here's where the real twist kicks in. The media isn't this distant, monolithic thing churning out garbage while we sit back helplessly clutching our remotes and Twitter feeds. It's not just them. It's also us. Every click, every share, every like, we're not just consuming media. We're co-producing it, feeding the algorithms, shaping the incentives, and building the environment that we live in. Outrage gets rewarded because we reward it. We don't share the nuanced op-ed, we share the viral clapback. And we don't click the boring but accurate analysis, we click the headline that screams. And we don't read the full story. We just repost the meme. And media outlets, corporate or independent, left or right, polished or scrappy, they're watching. They see what performs, and they give us more of it. It's not a conspiracy. It's a feedback loop. We shape the media, so let's shape it well. If we want better journalism, it starts with better audience behavior. That means being skeptical, not cynical. Asking why a story was framed the way it was. And calling out manipulation, but also admitting when we're the ones who fell for it. We're not just passive vessels. We're participants in the public square. And in a democracy, the truth doesn't come from the top down. It comes from collective effort. Journalists can't do this alone. Platforms won't fix themselves. Algorithms don't suddenly grow a conscience, but we can vote with our attention. Outrage is cheap. Curiosity is expensive, but worth it. So the next time you feel that spark of righteous anger from a headline, pause, ask questions, zoom out, look for missing context, and refuse to be a pawn in someone else's narrative war. And don't stop there. Discuss stories with people who think differently. Teach your kids to read media like detectives, not disciples. And normalize saying, I don't know enough about this yet. Because curiosity isn't weakness, it's armor. We talk a lot about fake news, propaganda, and misinformation like they're invaders crashing our mental borders. But here's the darker truth. The danger isn't that we're being lied to. It's that we're being trained to prefer it, to prefer the simplicity, prefer the comfort, prefer the team sport of dunking on them instead of listening to why. If we're not careful, we'll choose the echo chamber over the classroom, the illusion over the investigation, the story that flatters us over the one that challenges us. And that's how democracies erode. Not in a single media scandal, but in 1,000 little daily choices to believe what's easy instead of what's real. So, team up. Truth isn't something that gets delivered to your doorstep. It's something that we uncover together. We need media critics and creators and readers who question everything. We need watchdogs, whistleblowers, weirdos who triple source a meme. Truth isn't a product. It's a practice, and it's a team sport. So, you in?